So most of us are seeing the high prices, the cost of everything, no matter where we shop.
Oh, yeah, you're feeling it for sure. As companies continue to rake in record profits, inflation and increasing costs remain top of mind for voters this holiday shopping season. Now, according to Adobe Analytics, Americans spent more than $22 billion on Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Even adjusted for inflation, that's a combined 8.5% increase from last year. So the question is, if people are spending, where do inflation worries fall in the way of election issues? Emily Finn joins us once again with those details.
This is called therapy.
Shopping therapy.
That's your kind of therapy.
Retail therapy.
It's like, let me just numb myself by rewarding myself with something on my credit card.
Well, absolutely. But that's been tough the past couple of years. Americans definitely have been feeling a pinch with inflation. It's a top issue for voters leading into the presidential election year. While the Biden administration has been touting significant improvements to getting Americans back to work since the pandemic, prices are still high, and consumers are feeling the strain on their wallets. In fact, 52% of Americans believe inflation is a bigger problem facing the United States today than unemployment, immigration, and crime. That's according to our latest NewsNation Decision Desk HQ polling. It's front of mind for a solid majority of the U.S., with 92% of those polled saying that they're concerned about inflation. Going into the Christmas season, with prices still up about 19% since the pandemic, the National Retail Federation expects holiday spending to increase between 3% and 4%, but that's the smallest year-over-year growth in the past 3 years. A big reason behind the pause on spending, 50% of Americans believe they are worse off financially than they were a year ago. Professor of Finance at University of San Diego, Daniel Ricardo, says consumers can't be fooled when the products they normally purchase are still more expensive than they were just 2 years prior.
There's a gap between reality and perception, and the reality is that American consumers are feeling pinched. We've had over 2.5 years of inflation above where the Fed wants it. And consumers are reminded of that inflation on a daily basis when they fill their grocery carts, when they buy diapers, when they buy a Happy Meal for their kids. So that's the reality. And then no matter how much marketing or spin the political elite want to put on it, the reality is that consumers are pretty smart.
Inflation will likely be a key point of discussion during our NewsNation GOP primary debate that's coming up Wednesday in Alabama. The remaining Republican candidates vying for the nomination will have to answer to how they plan to address this top concern for voters.
Oh, it's a good thing that speculators are saying that interest rates will go down next year, because we are seeing that cooling. Thank you
Absolutely.
very much, Emily. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Happy Monday. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.